Southern Luzon is divided into two areas. We have the Bicol region and the Southern Redondo. For the Bicol region, we have one diocese and one archdiocese and six dioceses. We have Masbate, Catanduanes, Sorsogon, Legazpi, Caceres, Tigmanan, and Daet. Our president today is our Father Buds from Catanduanes. Sorsogon, our biggest delegation over there. Pakit is that po. And a source of all that they get delegation them. Tanto. Other bads at Catanduanes, Pipeo, thank you. And of course, as of Legazpi, Shiva and Jean. And Dice of Caceres, Fred Goboy, and IB Peñat. Dice of Tikmanat, Marat, Bibenta Panam, Sipting Tinatit Fadet. So, and then, of course, Dice of Diet. Please stand down. They're supporting the young Satisha Patha. And that's going for them. But this our Tadano, we have one archdiocese, 5 apostolic vicariate, and 4 dioceses. There is a Cubactan, Itbatan, Borac Mariduque, San Jose Oriental Mindoro, Canapan Oriental Mindoro, San Pablo, Lucena, Ipat, Puerto Princesa, Paitay, and Balawan. We have president here from Diocese of Cubactan, pakita yung corner, pwede gumakat. Boom. Ano, yes, sister. Oh, didi. Oh, wala si Wendy. Nalagi na nikausap. We also from San Pablo. Welcome to, yes, Joman. We have temples at San Pablo. Nipa, of course. Father Dale. Oh, Father Dale is dead. And of course, our secretary, Cecile. Yeah, wala na, no? Ulan, yeah, okay. Southern Luzon, okay. National and regional meetings. Southern Luzon Secretary attends regular meeting with ECFL for updates. Kasi pag matawag yung ECFL, lagi tabing back na nag-attend na meeting, then we give like cascade meetings to our regional area. Southern Luzon, we have a regular meeting scheduled every 25th of the month, 7:30 p.m. 80% to na attendance ay lagi na dyan kasi po ay assisted, ay lagi nagkupunit, nagtatawag, kaya mag-attend by meeting. Bicol Diocese held its first-to-first meeting in Sorsogon last March 28. Doon po sa Sorsogon, yung Bicol, 2022, and sponsored ito po ni our very own Bishop Alan Dialogo. Salamat po, Bishop. The overnight kami doon, pinapahig kami at nagkaroon kami ang ganda ng aming experience. Ano? Tapos, except one diocese hindi nag-attend sa aming sa Southern, sa Bicol region. But of course, naghapon din yung bumaka talaga gusto nyo mag-attend. Kaya there's one diocese from Southern Tagalog who attended. Then calls for a special meeting as the need arises. Out of 17 dioceses, only 5 dioceses are not attending regular meetings and had no submission of reports whenever required. What next for? Okay, our secretariat, of course, Most Reverend Jose Adan Dialogo, Regional Bishop, Coordinator for Southern Luzon. Bishop Dialogo na sa, si Bishop. Southern Luzon, natin Bishop, ha? Hindi natin ko. Southern Luzon. And for Southern Luzon, for the Southern Regional Coordinator for Southern Tagalog with Father Pepo or Jeffrey Bivendel, and our Regional Priest Coordinator for Bicol Region, Father Yami Santiago of Papo Gabuya. Lagi naman nag-imik niyan. Ang report ko, sinusubmit ko, everything with him. And of course, our Secretariat, mando po aming nasipag ko Secretary, si Cecile from NIPA, and yours truly as the Blake Regional Coordinator. So we come to the next, the regional situationers and program activities, challenges and recommendation. Ang ginawa ko, break up into 3 para hindi masyadong, break it up into 3. First part is advocacy, second part is the lay empowerment, and the third is the pastoral accompaniment. For advocacy, yung nangyari po sa amin, meron kami 5-event program, in 3 dioceses. The title is Family Quality Time, It's Kids Family Time, Buhay Pamilya. And you can nasa Caceres ito, they have the Buhay Pamilya. Family Quality Time, Caceres, no? Ano pa? Let's Eat Family, and Let's Eat Family Time, Pastor Gaspi. Yan ang anchor po nandyan. And Buhay Pamilya from Caceres, nandyan po sila. Ano? Yeah. Of course, ang magandang grasya nito kasi it don't have a venue to express and air their issues and concerns regarding family life. And of course, consistent, you have the Festival of Families as a year-end activity. Dahil ito meron dyan very niya sa Southern Tagalog. And March for Life and Walk for Life. March for Life, very evident yan doon sa Caceres. Sabi nga ni Father Yami, next year gagawin niya because of pandemic, hindi niya nagawa. Next year gagawin nila. And Walk for Life, very evident yan sa Tays of Legazpi. Of course, there's a silver about the wedding anniversary. Let's like walk. And what are the challenges due to the pandemic? Of course, some dioceses were not able to organize March for Life, which is a yearly activity for some dioceses. And the absence also of family life workers in participating in family life issues in government council, hearings, and local, Congress, and Senate issues such as legalization of divorce and same-sex marriage, to name a few. There's also a lot of linkages to pro-life groups such as Human Life International, Doctors for Life. Nandiyan po available lang dyan, nagkatawag lang yan if you could find time to attend with the ALFI and of course the World Philippines. NFP not incorporated in radio program. Oh, yun. Okay, thank you. Sabi daw, meron nasa. Every fourth Sunday. Okay, next. What of your report po, madam? Siyempre, guys, ito report nila. Recommendation, updating of family life workers to like issues to provide seminars. Balik natin noon si Doc. Paglalabas siya doon, hindi ka na naman at David, no? Rules everywhere around dito medyo doing the family life issues. That's for Human Life International. Directory also be made available to organizations, pro-life organizations, para po sa amin. Ito yung ano. And to include every topic of the, I stand corrected, and every topic in family life radio program, meron na po pala, kinagawa for studies at Legazpi. Next, we now come to the part 2, the lay empowerment. Ito po nangyari sa amin. We have online formation from family life volunteers, certificate courses offered to lay ministers, facilitators training to break in a program, leadership training for capability building, certificate and master courses of Local Theology sponsored by JP2 Center in Bacolod. And the challenges, of course, is the interconnectivity, the lack of funds. Catechists are the ones giving the gina due to lack of family life workers. Then lack of family life workers, volunteers in the parishes. And one recommendation to recruit members is to look into the, or nagbibigay na tayo, maybe looking at the potential parents now who can now be a member of family life. Especially to occasion yan eh. During Brigina, and the baptismal. Pag nagbabaptism sila, kasi usually, pag may baptism orientation, catechist na yan, family life are not around. So perhaps, pwede mag-clean tayo, pwede mag-donate kami dyan, so that we could have to recruit more. Ang hirap mag-recruit, saka mag-recruit, you have to have find the venues. So these are good 2 venues that we could find to recruit more family life workers in our diocese. Next, we go to the pastoral accompaniment. Of course, nandiyan po ang process of courage for dioceses in Southern Luzon. Catholic grandparents, of course, always nandiyan. In all dioceses, we have that one. Training course for natural family planning at the building separation method. We have training course also online, marriage counseling and pastoral accompaniment. This is the course, certificate course kasi. But at the point also, we're not special. It's NADA, a Baklay program, pastoral care for families of migrants. And we have also in the RAP, Kanatat, is the family-based pastoral program, which includes children and youth accompaniment, couple Tina 101-102, special accompaniment program for vulnerable sector, and we have the managed enrichment as a post-Kena program. Huwag ka makina sa report ko. Hindi ka ba masyado organize yung counseling mo? Well, kapag na sa ikwa. Tayo po ba si may counseling na dahil kami sa burden of Legazpi. But anyway, I did not look because you include only the successful ones. It's a cabinet. So, Brigina givers present in all parishes. That is better one Brigina. Okay. Number 2 naman. Okay, let us go to courage. What are the challenges and recommendation? Lack of interest for parish program is some sub-diocese. And the lack of the priest in charge We did then all it recent charge for college, lack of acceptors, lukewarm acceptance in other dioceses to implement the program. Minsan, and the recommendation would be deeper commitment, hindi to CFL, but deeper commitment to the one that's already, kumbaga nandiyan na siya, kulang ng commitment din na to continue the college apostolate. Because for the four dioceses, the matter of college kasi, we need more to deepen that commitment, to make it work. Then to include also human sexuality topic as part of the curriculum in all Catholic schools. Para we could touch them while they're young, to give them the differences of our human theology of the body. Baka makatulong ito para hindi na maghantong sa magkaano pa, we become SSA before they, change. The encourage to provide reading materials to all dioceses, if possible, sorry nga, hindi all. Inalis ko sa ibalis eh. To parishes, if possible. The diocese next po. Pre-Cana challenges and recommendation. Challenges, no uniform pre-Cana module, no pre-Cana module in some dioceses. Ang ginagamit po ng pre-Cana module is either from ND o sa CFC. Pero thank you very much, they're all good. Sabi nga ni Bishop Maceda, the fruits of that are whole good for the people na for our pastoral cares on nila. Lack of awareness and knowledge of other stages of marriage to remote proximity to the family life ministry. During our time before, talagang dito na pag-usapan yung remote and to proximate. Nakikita kasi really because the remote was given to children na magkakatanda. Ito yung division nangyayari. Ito catechetical ministry para namin, children, sige kayo sa may schools na to. Sa proximate naman, youth naman ito, maybe na nandiyan sa mga hindi, youth naman, or sige, youth minister naman kayo. So we're just stuck with our family and life na husband and wife and children. Pero, ang talaga ako sa natin is, marriage talaga marriage lang. Okay. Then, perhaps there should be some linkages, no? And mag-return na tatlo. Sige, next. Okay. For challenges naman for NFP, the lack of interest of family and workers to educate women on the use of contraceptives. Then there massive government campaign for the use of contraceptives and also the contraceptive paternity na nandiyan na sa atin. Our recommendation is to make natural family planning a way of life to all women, to institutionalize natural family planning as a major program for ECFL. Counseling, what are the challenges and recommendation? Lack of qualified family volunteers to handle counseling. Recommendation would be trainers training for qualified family members to handle counseling. Collaborate with OBLAP Foundation. An apostolate today and honor. An apostolate for grassroots families and that conducts its ministry to psychological intervention and family systematic approach. Have you seen dito na OBLAP? Wala pa, no? Yeah, the OBLAP Foundation brought it is a 5-day session. You don't need hindi na with the qualification mentally up to yung knowledge in matalino pa, no? The family, ugat kasi, kinuha yung mga family and life members, 5-day session with Father Nino Tadarega, and Father Nino will give an example of 8 conflict, and then may mga video pa yan, and then how to resolve that conflict. And at the end of the day, lagi yung attend mismo has their own issues, nagkakaroon na small sharing, kaya ang ganda, so in and out siya. The one attending also has some issues, read it out, and then kasi yan ang style niya para kasi dapat ikaw muna, parang ganyan. So that is of that foundation. Next. Dadari ko yung next po, baka yung time for maubos na. You have standout programs. Nandito kasi marami standout programs na meron sa Southern Luzon. Number 1, of course, we have the online certificate course of Building Ovulation Method. To run for 3 months. Look up, you cannot master, if you cannot master charting, cannot graduate. But it's only 500 pesos. Pasok ka ng basic training ka, up to upscaling ka, up to advanced ka, everything 500 pesos yan. And kung nag-repeat ka ba, hindi mo pa napuwat, wala na bayad. Di pa na remedial course because you cannot graduate until you master charting kasi ito na full natin. Ito ba ID binibigyan namin pag nag-graduate ka. So meron po ID and reset sa mga tuturuan mo. you become a qualified teachers for building civilization. That next goal, but there. So ito na nga, we always look at kasi out of the 283 total participants, 176 ang graduates ngayon sa buong Pilipinas. Yun na nga. Kasi may Southern Luzon, other dioceses, and CRT Visayas and Mindanao as well also join. But we always remember that kulang na kulang. So 113 million people in the Philippines, break it up na lang. For next you have to market like 20 million women to give if you want NFT to be a way of life. Yeah, next go pa din to. So this says, of course, that unwavering perseverance of running ganun really contributes to the success of the NFT program. Pero sa chat group, talagang tinututukan every participant has to report and give charge. Of course, creativity needs to positively communicate with them, and the recommendation is institutionalized also business aviation in other parts of the country. But it is now the bishop in the other dioceses are also very welcoming then. In fact, we have one big delegation graduates of that, which is Father Ellie, Sister Ellie, nandyan po kayo. Sister Ellie, thank you very much. You're the biggest delegation. You gave us the biggest graduates of 30 graduates. Oh, more than 30. Sabi na aking secretary. More than 30 graduates. Nobody is also very good. And that sa Paranaque, syempre, para number 5, di pa panguli. But one demonstration that we will be doing in the future is to doing a caravan. Kasi nakita namin, ang dami, 170 teachers, 6 teachers na, ano gagawin nila? Hirap din maghanap ng acceptors. So maybe if we put it in the mall, with lagyan parang may mentoring job, accompaniment ka doon, na parang body-motion siya, to accept kung makita niya, magkaroon ng mga interest po sa mga iba. Next po. Of course, we have the certificate, courses, family life education program for family and life members. Ito, initiated ito by Archbishop Gilbert Garcila of the FAC, collaborated with University of Asia Pacific. So 50 of them graduates for 3 months, 7-month course. And out of the 50, they're the ones, ang ginawa na po sa diba is ginawa yung lahat of family workers, nagpaaral sila, 50 ang graduates doon. And out of that, they are the one commissioned to do the pre-kina module, to cascade to not to all the diocese, to cascade now to Archdiocese of Lipa and other suffragary bodies. Then, certificate course of online marriage counseling and pastoral accompaniment. Ito ginawa ito, that's July 20, just the 4, and they put it with Father Dale. And then, of course, Robin. Okay. Now, we've gone to the last slide before I give another look. With the fundraising activity, it's take a look at what their diocese can do for dinner for. We have 500 PPS, 2005 to generate net income of 1 million, proceeds with both the pastoral program of the diocese, including family and night. Next po. I will be out. The next report, as Luzon did we did for Southern Luzon, ginawa namin ito sa October 21, San Lucena City. And I will be report po, I see Brother Bungoy Temha.
Good morning po. I have from there today with some customers, representing Father Yamber Santiago. Ito po yung gathering ng mga representative from ECFL Southern Luzon. We gathered in October 21, 2022, 3% SCT. There are two categories, the issues and concerns, the shadows, and second is the recommendations, the light. So the shadows, issues and concerns, number 1 is the product share. Insufficient resources. So insufficient pastoral workers and insufficiency in financial resources. Second is the bias of men. Women are more active in mission, and women attend class regularly than men. The other concern is men feel that church activities are domains of women. For men, attending masses is a waste of time, And besides, they are least appended to by the church. Letter C, on LGBTQA. There's a feeling of joy and system. This is what we call the collaborative effort of different charisms that we are being flooded by the Holy Spirit. And then second is the conduct of Family Day. It includes there the strengthening of family bonding with other families and recognition of couple jubilariat, which is very effective and very attractive. Next is the pastoral care program for LGBT. This is now the center and focus of CARATES. So counseling, we need counseling for them, and so many seminars and workshops. Pinag-outline na po kanina ni Sis Brenda the need for LGBTQ counseling. And then, address family concerns, values with urgency. It covers family as the center and subject of parish programs. So perhaps this will be an appeal to all parish priests to integrate and accept programs for families. And then institutionalize post-CANA programs. This is the CANA 102. We have several charisms that we can tap them, like the Couples for Christ, the Families for Christ, the Live Christ, Live Pure, Catholic, yung married couples, the different presented yesterday. Okay. And then next is catechize and evangelize communication and digital world. And then educate digital migration. And next is strengthen counseling ministry. And we are very rich in our resources in counseling. We only need to tap them, to collaborate with them. Next is develop mentoring couples. We need examples, we need more models in attracting more couples, more families, more people. And then there's a need for priests who are true or real witnesses of the gospel, for the gospel, like not so materialistic and free from so many attachment to personal convenience, and can risk their lives for the church. And we can see from them, we can see in them, like Father Ayo, like Bishop Mercado, Bishop Alam, and we can see Jesus in them as model for it. So thank you, David.